All right, so let's go for like a 20-degree cold start. Sound good? Let's do that.
Hey guys, let's go waste some gas. Sound good? Let's do that. It is a frigid day here in Northern Virginia. My Corvette hasn't been out in several weeks because of rain and snow, all that kind of stuff. But I figured I'd take it out today and get to talk to you guys a little bit.
Super bright today. I'm going next.
Alright, well, welcome to my channel. The channel's called Wasting Gas. I'm JV. Pleased to meet you all. Very simply, just wanted to start vlogging. A lot of other vloggers out there, a lot of guys getting to show off their cars and have fun and whatnot, have a good time. Talk to people, get to meet people, just get to enjoy cars. So basically, I'm gonna talk about whatever I want to talk about. I'm gonna drive my car. My car, speaking of, is a 2010 Corvette Z06. I have a set of Stage 2 WCCH heads on them, BTR Stage 3 cam. All the work done by Virginia Speed down in Virginia Beach. Shout out to you guys, you're the best. This is my third Corvette. I had a 97 C5 that was totaled by a drunk driver while I was deployed in Iraq. I had left it with my family to take care of it. My father was out putting it through its paces and keeping it maintained. Drunk driver decided to park on top of it. Thankfully, my father was okay. It was definitely a close one. The truck almost went through the roof and crushed him, but thankfully that didn't happen. So lost a car, that sucked, but you know, you can replace those. My next Corvette was an 07 C6 base, and that car also got the cam treatment. When I used my first steps into track work and HPDEs and doing track days and whatnot, having some fun. Learned a lot in that car. Had started to mod it before really getting into the different track things and understanding. I'd always been a drag racer. It's a very different world going to road course work from drag racing. But yeah, so I had learned a lot from that one and eventually figured out that things like brakes are much more important than horsepower. And I had horsepower to spare, and there's this like scene of anger behind me right now. I don't know what's going on. Home Slice is now riding my bumper. What do you want me to do, dude? Like, there's cars in front of me. Technically tailgating them. So I had put a bunch of power into it and still had the standard brakes. I had upgraded the rotors and pads, but just not quite enough to catch my drift. Definitely had some fun with those. I wore through the pads one time on the track, about 120 miles an hour, went into a turn, hit the brakes, went to the floor, almost lost it on that one. Don't recommend that. Pay attention to your pads. Got home, realized that I had completely and totally worn through them, was on the metal backing. Wore through them, made it to a turn. Don't neglect your brakes, people. They're important. A little bit. Not that much. After that, my lovely wife suggested I take a look at a Z06 that had been sitting at the local lot, at a Chevy lot, Chevy dealership. She suggested that we go take a look at it. I said no, I don't want to take a look at it. So if I take a look at it, I'm going to want to buy it. She said, no, let's go take a look at it. So I took a look at it. And I bought it. Got a great deal. The car was less than a year old. The previous owner put a couple of miles on it and just didn't want it anymore, I guess. I don't know, couldn't handle the payment, couldn't handle the car, I don't know, whatever, traded it in. His loss was my gain. So I stepped into 2010 Cyber Gray C6 and C06. It's funny because on the test drive, the salesman was all hyping up the car and how fast it was and the power and all this awesomeness. I kind of didn't care about the power. I was all impressed by the brakes and the suspension. Anyone that's driven a base C6 and then the Z06, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, I ended up buying the car and have been in love with it ever since. I left it stock for a long time. I mean, you know, little things. I got a set of street pads and a set of track pads, and I've got stainless lines, and then tires, just tires and tires and tires. You know, other than that though, the car was stock for the longest time. I eventually needed to replace the air filter, so I put a K&N in, not the full system, just a drop-in filter, nothing super special, nothing super cool. So this summer, though, I finally got off my butt and decided to do something to it. I kept seeing over and over and over these issues with the LS7 where they were dropping exhaust valves, right? The valve guides are wearing out and dropping valves, and kind of nobody knew when it was going to happen. I read stories about it happening to guys sitting in their driveway. Same thing happening, you know, on the back straight of some road course at 150 miles an hour. And since I do quite a bit of track driving, that wasn't a situation that I felt like being in. So I bit the bullet and went ahead and replaced the heads, got everything redone, all new internals, bronze guides, all that good stuff. And then I threw a cam in with it. I figured, hey, motor's all apart in pieces, may as well, you know, do something fun. So I rejoined Lope Life and threw the cam in, had some fun. Right now the car is making about 530, 525, 530 to the wheels. It's got an ATI Pro damper as well as really big injectors. Can't honestly remember how big they are right now. I know we went way over what was needed because the stockers actually could handle the power that I was going to be making. What didn't work though was that they would be at like 90 some odd % duty cycle, which I just didn't feel comfortable with, considering, you know, I track the car, so it spends a lot of time at wide open throttle, spend 20-30 minutes at a time running really hard, so I didn't want to deal with that. The ones that I have are now running at like a 60% duty cycle, something like that. I'm not sure. I'm not a tuning guy. I am not that genius, not that smart at all, so I don't know. But anyways, that's my current car. That's the current situation that I'm driving. I also have a daily driver. It's an old Ford Escape. Used to be my wife's car way back when, a few years ago. I got her into a Mercedes, and now she is driving a 2016 Mercedes C300 4MATIC. All that good stuff. Awesome sound system, cool lights, you know, happy wife, happy life. One other thing that I do to cars is called liquid wrapping. I know a lot of you guys have probably seen or heard of or used vinyl wraps. Liquid wraps is similar in that it's a protective coating that's applied to the outside of the car, to the paint of the car, and is completely removable and allows you to have fun with the car, do cool stuff, change the color, protect the paint without damaging anything, without having any permanent repercussions. The difference between liquid wraps and a vinyl wrap, it's sprayed on kind of like a paint. This Corvette has been liquid wrapped, I don't know, 4 or 5 times, different colors. Maybe I'll throw up some pictures right about now. You've seen the Corvette. What it's gone through. Corvette is done in rail. The daily driver is done in plastic dip. I use both of those products. I run a semi-professional dip shop out of my garage. It's Semi-professional, what do I mean by that? Well, it's legitimate. I've got all the stuff. It's a real business. It's called Diddy Dips, by the way. Check it out. Links down below. My Facebook page, you can see all kinds of pictures and all kinds of stuff. Different customers, different cars that I've done. It's semi-pro, wherein it's legitimate. It's a real business. It's not my main source of income. It's a side thing. It was a hobby. A few people liked it, asked me to do their cars. One thing led to another. And here I am 3-4 years later. And yeah, having a blast. I love it. Get to protect my car from all the damage and all the stuff out in the world. So just to go back a little bit in time, some of my car history. I know I said I've had 3 Corvettes. Does that mean that I am a Corvette guy? Well, I mean, kinda. Obviously, I like them. You know, it's a great car. You know, what it comes down to is the day that another car is manufactured at a price point and a performance level of the Corvette, well then I'll get that car. But as for right now, there's not a lot of cars that have the same feel of this car, and honestly, I just enjoy it. I enjoy the American muscle. I enjoy the big giant V8. I enjoy the torque whenever I feel like it. I enjoy the speed, the handling, the braking. It's all amazing. And you know, so I don't have the greatest interior. Who cares? Like, I don't care. I'm sure some people do. That's what the Mercedes is for. That's got all the luxury and stuff that I could want. I don't need that in my track car. Prior to that, though, I had a Mustang GT. It was a 2000 GT, and I had done all kinds of stuff to that thing. I built the rear end, all kinds of stuff, shifters. I eventually supercharged it back in the day, back in 2002, 2003. It was putting down almost 400 wheel horsepower. That may sound like not much today, but back then that was decent. I mean, you know, it wasn't nothing. Back then there weren't a lot of cars making around 500 horsepower. Like, just not that many. It was fun. But I blew it up twice. 2 times. And was tired of putting motors in it. Was it probably my fault? Yeah, sure, probably was my fault. I'm an idiot, and yeah, do stupid stuff. Blew it up a few times. Tired of putting new motors in it. So that's what got me into the Corvette world. Prior to that, though, I had a Del Sol. I was spraying that with a 75 shot. I had a Civic Si. That was, you know, back in 2000, and it was all silly, slammed on the ground. Used to bottom out on like painted lines and stuff. But it wasn't stance. It wasn't current modern day stance. There's some snow here. This is not good. This road hasn't been cleaned. Hopefully I make it through, because these are high performance summer tires, track type tires. I'm just gonna drive very steady right now, and hopefully we all get through this. If not, there'll be a recording to show that I wasn't doing anything stupid. I'm just driving down the road. Yeah, there's that. I'm gonna do a little bit of turning around here. I got like a little dry patch, so I'm gonna do a 20-point turn and not risk getting stuck somewhere else. For those of you that are about to lose your shit on the fact that I'm turning around in the middle of this road, it's a very desolate road. Used to be the place where everyone came to go drag racing, street racing, way back in the day. No one used the road for anything. So now let's try and make it up the hill. A little bit of speed while it's dry before I have to accelerate. And let's be smooth about it. Alright, let's get up the hill, car. Where was I? Prior to that, prior to the Civic, I had a Ford Escort GT, 87 type. Horrible car. Love that thing. Horrible one. Did a bunch of stuff to that. That thing was stupid, ungodly loud. It was an Escort. I don't know what I was thinking. I was young. I was really young. I was dumb. Before that, I had my parents' 1982 Volvo station wagon, the Tank. It was a beast. All like 74 horsepower to move this 80,000 pound building. It was great fun. Lots of great fun. Learned a lot in that car. Let's talk, I guess. I'll give you guys a little bit more information about me. Of cars. That's why I'm here. That's why we're all here, right? Other than cars, enjoy things that are about cars. I love going to Cars and Coffees. Take you guys along with me whenever I go, which, since it's winter time, probably not that often right now, but once the season starts again, then we'll go do that. It'll be fun. Fortunate to live in an area where some cool stuff shows up to the Cars and Coffees, the different local ones. So hopefully get to enjoy that together. I'm also into F1. Love F1. Formula One, to me, is just awesome to see the pinnacle of driver, the pinnacle of vehicle out there where milliseconds matter. It's incredible. It's incredible. It's the absolute pinnacle. Some of you guys probably disagree. That's not a real race. There's too much politics. There's no... I mean, yeah, okay, fine. Sure. There is. When you're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars, though, what do you think is going to happen? I mean, kind of makes sense to me. I don't know. Currently, I'm a little split fandom here because I kind of root more for drivers than I do the teams specifically. Sebastian Vettel, it's my boy. That's definitely my number one driver. But Nico Rosberg, definitely up there. I like the guy. I just like him as a person. I like some of the things that he's done. I like him as a driver. Super happy. Was rooting for him all season for him to get the championship. Super glad he picked up that championship in 2016. Well-deserved, hard-fought, smart season. He gave it his all, and it was evident all season long. I like Mercedes because I have a Mercedes, and Mercedes is awesome as a company, as an organization. They're amazing the way they treat people. I have bought the most expensive car that a manufacturer makes, and I have also bought the cheapest Mercedes that they make at the time years ago. And I got treated better with that Mercedes than I ever did with some of the other cars that I've been buying. So I definitely like Mercedes and what they stand for and who they are and all that good stuff. I like Ferrari because, well, I mean, hell, who doesn't like Ferrari? You know, I'm sure there's people that'll sit there and they'll say, oh, no, Ferrari is so horrible. Ferrari, they're too big. You know what? Ferraris are awesome. It is what it is. Will I ever own one? I don't know. I'll probably never be that rich. But you're pretty much a liar if you're going to sit there and tell me that if someone offered you a Ferrari or you have the opportunity that you wouldn't take it. Like, come on. There's at least one that they have made that you have had a poster of in your bedroom and you've drooled over. Just saying. Be honest with yourself. I like Red Bull. I enjoy because of their media. They're really awesome with the social media. They're really awesome with videos and you know, letting you inside the lives of the drivers, and Daniel Ricciardo and Max Verstappen. The kid's just got talent oozing out of his ears. Not sure I kind of like him. It's a little, I don't know how to say it. Obviously I don't know the guy, but no one can deny his talent. That performance he put down in Brazil was incredible. Dare I say, Senna-like. You know, I'm not the only one to say that. I'm just saying. Red Bull, I like them. They're pretty cool. Like I said, I like the way that they kind of handle things in the business side of things. Gotta throw a shout out to Haas. Go America. I mean, it's America. American team in Formula One. That's awesome. They had a great first year. I think they had an amazing opener for the season. And, you know, hey, they ended up learning. You know, they kind of floundered there at the end of the year, but to be expected. Honestly, I don't think anyone expected them to do as good as they did, let alone, you know, how they started off the year. They did a great job. So looking forward to seeing them come out next year in 2017 and everything they've learned and be able to put some stuff together and figure it out. Love Formula One. Make sure you comment below and tell me what you think about Formula One, because I'm sure there's some fans out there. One of the most popular sports in the world. Love the overrun. Love it. So I've opened up the exhaust a little bit since we're not cruising on the highway anymore. You guys kind of hear a little bit of the thumpy, 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 thumpy. I said that. Yeah. So other than that, drive my cars. I used to be into sport bikes, had a GSXR, loved it, used to track that, used to have fun with that. Got old and fat and said, no more of this. I just couldn't run the risk. In this area is just not very motorcycle friendly. There's a million bikes now. It's awesome. The population has grown, but the drivers, man, they're horrible. They're horrible. They'll kill you. You know, it used to be when I first started riding that, there goes a crazy person. Yep, there you go. Like I said, such a hurry. When I first started riding, once a month when I was daily riding, I'd have some sort of incident where pushed out of a lane or pushed into the shoulder of the lane, right? The last couple of years that I was riding here, I couldn't go out every single time, every single ride. And the only time that I rode was commuting back and forth to Washington, D.C. Well, that's not fun. No one wants to do that. I wasn't taking the bike out. I wasn't having fun with it. I wasn't getting to enjoy the bike. It was dangerous. It's just not worth it. I sold it. It was a sad day. I'd had it since literally 0 miles. I had to get rid of it. It was just sitting in the garage, and that's a lot of money to sit in the garage just to be decoration. Well, that pretty much, that's me, guys and gals. If you want to hang out and watch some of my stuff, that's cool. I uploaded a little montage of fun, just some of the stuff that I've done over the years, and had some fun with cars and doing things, the kind of things that you can basically look forward to seeing here, seeing me do. So if you got any questions, if you got any comments, please put them down below. Of course, subscribe, really appreciate it, so you can keep track of all the shenanigans that I might be getting into. I'm hoping to be putting out videos 3 to 5 days or so. Just kind of depends on a lot of things, weather and cars and my life. Got a lot going on. No point in living if you're not going to be busy, I guess. That's the way I see it. Thanks for watching. Have a great one. Don't forget, go waste some gas.